The co-main was between Ryan Spann and Misha Serkinov. Quick one. Could have looked like for a second it was going to be even quicker than it actually was. Ryan Spann knocked down Misha with a pretty good hit, but then he somehow made it out of that, and then got knocked back down again, and then didn't really make it through the second wave.
I mean, yeah, this was a really quick one. There were a bunch of really quick knockouts, man, and this is one where I got to be honest, I kind of saw it going this way. I usually take the grapplers, I take the jiu-jitsu guys, but I don't know what it was about Spann, just watching his his highlight reels from his past fights. I'm like, dude, this guy is one of those where if you mess up and he catches you on the chin, you're going down, dude, and that's exactly what happened. Mm-hmm. So, and he's got wrestling chops too, so that's kind of interesting too. But you didn't really see any of that. You just saw that quick KO, and that's it. Game over. I mean, there's really not much to say about this one. It was
that's really all it was. Misha got rocked pretty good.
Yeah.
We'll see what's next for Spann in the light heavyweight division. Another quick one, but geez, was an emphatic one. Right before that, we had Dan Ige and Gavin Tucker. I believe Dan Ige stepped in for this fight. I don't think it was originally between these two. I think Tucker was going to fight someone else. Can't remember who. Something came up. Ige stepped in and knocked him out in like 22 seconds, 23 seconds. And I wasn't expecting that power from Dan Ige.
No.
He's a fun fighter. His last fight was against Calvin Kattar, and that one was a war. I believe it went the distance. It was a 5-rounder. I think it went to decision. Calvin won. It was one of the first events, I want to say, on Fight Island back in July. I was kind of thinking, maybe this goes the distance too. I think we both had picked Gavin Tucker to win this one.
Yep.
He was a slight underdog. Dan Ige immediately shut that down.
Yeah, no, it was. What else are you supposed to say, man? We didn't get to see anything except for an amazing knockout.
Landed. He just landed, and geez, man, Gavin just went down, and Ige just walked off, and that was geez, yeah.
The crazy part is it says 22-second knockout, but for me, it felt like it happened within the first couple seconds, and even
that's what DC and Bisping were saying too.
Yeah, they were like, "Wait a minute, what do you mean? It was 22 seconds? No, it was like 4 or 5 seconds. Nah, dude."
Because I was really confused. They're like, that was a 3-second knockout. I was like, what the hell? What do you mean? Was that the fastest knockout in UFC history? And I was like, no, wait, dude. There was some tap dancing before that, and then I forget the other guy's name. He stepped in. He's like, no, it wasn't 3 seconds. It was 22 or whatever. I was like, okay, that makes more sense. But I guess it felt like 3 seconds because when they finally did converge and engage, as soon as they started, it ended.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, geez, props to Dan Ige. Let's see where he goes from there. Prior to that, we have Jonathan Martinez, Davey Grant. We both took Grant in this. I took Grant because of his last fight. Can't remember who we fought, but I think he was an underdog in that one too. And he came out and took that one. And he took care of Jonathan Martinez in this one too.
Yeah. So I was really looking forward to this fight. I had a feeling it would be a good fight, and it did not disappoint. They both were just kicking at each other, man. Huge leg kicks. Grant, when he was swinging, it was from the hip. It was just full body movement, like undercuts and overhand swings and stuff.
He kept doing that switch with his legs. You switch his legs and then throw like a hook looking thing. I don't even know what the right word for it be. But he kept doing it, and then he did it again at the end, and that's how he got him.
I think that's what had Martinez confused for most of the fight was because he looked like he didn't know how to handle the stance switching, even though every time Grant would switch stances and go into southpaw, Martinez would eat his leg up, so it was kind of like he had an idea that this was happening, but it still seemed to have kind of thrown him off. I don't know. Either way, it was a great fight, man. I was really happy to get to watch that one.
Yeah, big day for the English fighters and Canadian fighters. I feel like that's what it was highlighted. The Englishmen and the Canadians were very prevalent on this card. But good win for Grant. I think those are two fights in a row for him that weren't really maybe expected to go his way, but he took him, and that's again in the bantamweight division.
He actually
where he goes.
He broke his foot, right?
His foot looked jacked up. He was not walking well. And then when they zoomed in on it during the interview, it was just absolutely purple. I'm curious what it looks like now. I'm curious what it looked like Sunday. I don't know if they definitively said if it was broken, but he was barely walking out of that octagon. So it wouldn't surprise me if it was.
I heard him telling Dana he was hanging over the octagon, telling him, I think I broke my foot. Like he's got this big smile on his face. Like, all right, dude.
With the leg kicks that they were both throwing,
they're huge, man. They're massive.
Yeah. Props to them both. And it's funny because he mentioned that, and then he's like, yeah, I want to go fight again soon. He's like, I want to fight again immediately. I'm like, dude, you can't walk. So let's see how. I haven't heard anything about on the injury front. So if it's nothing there, maybe they try and turn him out quick. I think his last fight wasn't too long ago either. Can't remember when. Obviously, a lot of these events are starting to merge together. But
July 11th against last year, Martin Day.
That was the last one.
Yeah, July 11th.
Also, it had been quite a while. I felt like his fight was more recent because I remembered him surprisingly.
Was that almost a year?
Then, yeah, almost a year. So who knows? Let's see when he's going to fight next.